I'm JoAnn Gregoli. I own Elegant Leaders by JoAnn Gregoli. My story is much different than a lot of people. Reason being, I graduated from high school and I was a PR marketing major. My passion in life, believe it or not, was really just being a mom at the time. So I graduated school, got married, and subsequently had 6 children in the process. So my passion really was the children. And my husband came home one day and said, hey, listen, you need to do something to support us. I'm like, true story. What the hell am I going to do? All I ever did was plan events and parties, is what I did for my career. So he's like, okay, we're going to put you into business. I'm like, are you kidding me? So literally, I started my career with really no ambitions and no goals, I just had a passion. I knew I had a passion for weddings and events. I knew that because I was obsessed. We'd go on vacation and you would see me running to the wedding that was taking place at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. I go to all, I don't care what was happening, I go to every wedding that was taking place at any property I was in. So I was really friggin' secretly obsessed with weddings. So I was like, this is really weird. So that's how I kind of started my career, and I'm like, yeah, I can do this. So here I am, this little Jersey girl, raising 6 children, literally. I would take the children, and this is no joke, I have these events coming up, I had just given birth, and I would have the children in the car, be nursing the baby in between breaks, get paid, so I had to go to cut the cake, and come back and nurse my children. So my passion became my obsession, became my career. And pretty much it was finding the passion in my life that kept my career going, and it's 25 years later that I'm still doing my passion. And I found that the only way you become successful is to be passionate about anything that you do, and that is something that I teach all my children. My children are mostly grown now. I'm really young. I'm happy that I can stand. My big break came where I was hired by a friend of mine who said, I need you in Beverly Hills to go to a wedding for Murdoch, his daughter. And it was surreal. And this is no joke. At that time, I think I only had 3 children at the time, so it was easy traveling. So it was 3 children and a nanny. We went to Beverly Hills. They put me up in a hotel room because I was this type of person. That's how I differ. I'm such a mom that I don't know who's a parent out here, but you have such a guilt going on as a working parent and working mom. It probably is the hardest thing to ever achieve in life is to have a career. Can you have it all? You can. But there are sacrifices that you do pay for having it all, which I had to pay the ultimate sacrifices. My marriage didn't end because of it. Because I became so obsessed, with my career that something faltered. So can you have it all? Kind of. Okay, you do sacrifice things in the end. But so this opportunity came to be Rupert Murdoch's wedding planner, and I just remember it was the most surreal experience of my life. Here I am, this little Jersey girl with this friggin' multitude of kids in a hotel room in California, and I'm like planning this wedding where President Reagan was there, President Bush was there. It was an out-of-body experience for me, and I realized then that my passion was even greater because I love to make people happy. I love to create. I love to produce, and I think that's what drives me every day. And I think my life is pretty much a controlled chaos, is the best way to describe it, and I kind of revel in that. And I think to be a really good planner is to be passionate about what you do, but also remain calm under any situation that does occur. We all know that shit happens. The Academy Award was a great example of that. When that last envelope was given, shit happens. But I think the secret with me was I was able to stabilize my life and my situation because I was able to handle 6 children in the process and become a successful businesswoman. My career has also taken me way beyond any of my wildest expectations. I do mostly destination weddings on top of it. More so than I do in New York, I'm 90% destination wedding. So I literally just got back from Montreal a few days ago. I head to Thailand in a few months. I have an office in Rome, so I'm in Italy all the time. So for someone that really had trying to get a job, was the word he put out to me, my ex-husband, I really exceeded even my own expectations. So that's my story. Oh God. Least favorite is barnyard chic. are seeing the vintage glamour. A lot of people are inspired, you can tell by what happens in Hollywood, and what you saw, at the airports, those gowns and all that, those metallics, those beautiful fabrics, those textures. That's what we're seeing more now, and I think that's my favorite. We're going back to old Hollywood style, which I love, and that's where we are right now, I think, compared to the barn or sheets.
Okay. DJ. We have some DJs here. DJ guys. So the one do or the don't for the DJ or the amateur?
One, don't play dance music during the courses, like music that you really can make throw up because it's so loud. Two, do keep the crowd engaged and read the crowd, read the dance floor, see what they're reacting to, and keep it consistent, and keep that dance floor crowd in the dance session.
Great.
Question here, right? I asked them to give me a ranking of prioritize what's important to them, and then they prioritize it. I then know to know where to put more money to those areas. So if they're prioritizing food, and that's going to become paramount. You know, most of I call it a pie chart, right? That pie, how we split our pie up. They're telling me, well, our flowers are more important. That means my flower budget is going to increase substantially. If they say flowers are important, then that's going to shrink. So I do the exact same thing. I do budgets for all my clients, and I base it upon their feedback to me to tell me what they think is important to them. Not me telling them that, because my difference, I have a different opinion to them. So if my client gives me the feedback, I then give them their.
I mean, sometimes you see guys and you're like, you don't even know.
Right, you know each other, exactly. Say that, and then it's a lot of, working out the differences, but I do the exact same thing.
So the main do or don't, starting with JoAnn, for one of the bridesmaids. So one do or one don't for the bridesmaids. That's not wrong.
The do, I guess, be there to support her and help keep her calm. Don't be the cause of her stress. Don't give your opinion that it's raining, to be honest, you can see it's raining. They cause more stress than they should. So just being an encouragement to them should be really the do. For sure, and don't be someone that's
And for Mark,
it's cultural for sure. I mean, it's in the wedding, obviously, the ceremony is going to be paramount. If it's a Jewish ceremony, that's also very paramount. If it's a Christian ceremony in the church, then it's definitely going to be paramount. But when it's blended, it's not as important. Because they're trying, what's happening is the couple are trying to please everybody. So at that point, it is not becoming the priority anymore. Okay? Because it's not. It's
and
about everybody else and pleasing them.
So this next section is I'm going to talk about a study, and I'm going to ask the panelists to respond to that. And I'll give them some time to think about this. And I'll give you more details before I ask you to respond. But the study showed that there's an inverse relationship between the money you spend on a wedding and the success of the marriage. That is, the study said the more money you spend, the greater the likelihood of divorce. Now let me give you the details. It's not quite as simple as that. And then I want you to respond whether your experience supports that, or contradicts that, or if that's partially true, why is that true? I have my own ideas, which I'll share at the end because I read the study. So the study was done at Emory University in Atlanta, and they looked at 3,000 brides, which is not a huge number, but a significant number to be significant. And the question was, the money they spent on the wedding versus the rate of divorce. And what they found was that using sort of the average of $5,000 to $10,000 on the wedding, which is the average for people, I realize you guys do weddings that are many, many zeros beyond that. They found that the people that spent 0 to 1K were 53% less likely to get divorced. People that spent 1 to 5K were 18% less likely to get divorced. People that spent $10,000 to $20,000 were 29% more likely to get divorced, and people above 20 were 46% more likely to get divorced. Now, the other element of the study, so it doesn't sound all bad, was there was a positive relationship between the number of guests at your wedding and the success of the marriage. So the greater the number of guests, more likely the marriage will last. The greater amount you spend on that, the less likely. So, one at a time, just tell me, A, is that your experience? Have you seen that? Do you think that? Do you think I'm just making this up, like alternate facts? So let's start with the MH, yeah. And then,
I mean, I'm not saying a number increase or decrease based upon money spent. I think demographics has a lot to do with it. I think Southerners and Westerners, of course, a lot less than East Coast and West Coast people, as a general rule of thumb. And I think as far as what they're spending, I don't think it matters. I think what happens is, I think we can all say this, and maybe we sit down with a couple and we see that there's a lot of mutual respect. We know that. We know that there's going to be a repeat wedding for us. And I say to people, I don't go after repeat weddings that way normally. That's a great way to get business, it's not what you go after. But it's usually respect, that if you're seeing a lack of respect, money doesn't come into play, and neither do numbers. Guest counts, I don't see that either.
okay.